Now, what we've done is we have completed the activity-based costing part of this question. In this case, what we want to make sure is that each individual activity, its cost pool, its cost driver, and its quantity for product line have been correctly entered. If we go through this entire list, you will see that that has been done. So you can look at the calculations. Now, I did this in Excel because doing the handwritten calculation would have taken too long. However, you are expected to do this by hand, okay? Now, moving on to the next step, once we've calculated the activity-based cost per unit of product, you'll see over here, for every product and for every activity, we have one number. Now I'm going to freeze these panes here so that you can get a better view of this. Okay, here we go. Just one moment. Let's freeze these panes so that as we navigate, we can see everything that we need to. Okay, here we go. Now you can see as we go forward, so with our machine-related activities, here, with our machine-related activities, our product A has a relevant cost of $27, product B has 32.4 per unit, and product C has 45.9 per unit. This is our regular, this is our advanced, and this is our gourmet. And the next step, what we want to do is we want to compare the total product cost according to ABC, and we're going to use these numbers to do it. So what we will do over here is we'll create a new table. Okay, here we go. So now if we create a table over here, okay, we will identify, first of all, our three products. So we have our regular, we have our advanced, and we have our gourmet. Now, according to this, we have 8 different activities here. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 activities that we have incorporated into this. Rather than writing out the full name and making it very long, I'm going to go ahead and just title it Activity 1, Activity 2, Activity 3. So Activity 1 is machine related. Activity 2 is material handling. Activity 3 is purchasing. Activity 4 is setup. Activity 5 is inspection. Activity 6 is shipping. Activity 7 is engineering, and activity 8 is facility. Now for each product, this is product A, product B, product C, or regular, advanced, gourmet, we're going to make the list. So for activity 1, regular has a cost of $27. Advanced has a cost of 32.4. Gourmet has a cost of 45.9. Material handling, that's 4.2, 5.25, and 10.5. This is literally like copy pasting. Okay, so don't worry about anything, just do it carefully and correctly. 5, 6, and 26. And we've got 6.8, 8.5, and 17. Down this list. Okay, we've got to be careful information. So 2, 2.5. We've got 6. Let's keep going just a little bit further. 6, 6, and 12. And last 2 activities, 2.5, 2.5, 10. This is going to take a little bit of going back and forth. 2.5, 10. Just make sure that you're copying them correct. 50, 16, 85, 85. So this is the reason that we do activity-based costing. We want to make sure that we can identify each activity's per unit cost for each individual product. And now we're going to take the total of this. Remember that this is your activity-based costing manufacturing overhead. If this is our activity-based costing manufacturing overhead, okay. We want to take the total of all of this. And to take the total, we're going to go ahead and type that into our calculator. So our totals will become It'll be 27 plus 4.2 plus 5 plus 6.8 plus 2 plus 6 plus 2.5 plus 50, and we get 403.5. I'm so sorry, 103.5. Mistyped that. 103.5. Then we total our advance. That's 32.4, 5.25 plus 6 plus 8.5 plus 2.5 plus 6 plus 2.5 plus 60. We get 123.15. And then we've got gourmet. So that is 45.9 plus 10.5 plus 26 plus 17 plus 7.5 plus 12 plus 10 plus 85. And we get 213.9. Okay, this should be actually ending in 0.4. Okay. Now we have 0.15. Yes, this is perfectly fine. Okay, here we have now, this is our manufacturing overhead. Okay, and in this, we're going to go back to our information, and to calculate our total product cost, we have to include into it our direct material and our direct material. Sorry. We'll put our direct material here, and we'll put our direct labor here. So direct material is 129, 151, and 203. And our direct labor is 171. Just one moment, please. Just one moment. Okay, so now we put in our direct labor, and our direct labor is 171. We're just taking the information given in the question to us, 209, and we're putting it into the correct inputs at 247. Okay. Now we'll add manufacturing overhead, direct material, and direct labor to calculate our total product cost. We're going to call this our total ABC because it's according to the activity-based cost. 103.5 plus 129 plus 171 will give us 403.5. Adding 121, 123.1, 151, and 209, we get 483.5. And adding 213.9, 203 plus 247, we get 663.9. Now, moving forward, now that we have our total activity-based costing, we can discuss something known as cost distortion. Now, cost distortion means that the difference in your costing method is in a loss in another place, and it means you need to readjust your sales price. This essentially just happens because of a difference in costing. The more accurate your costing, the less the costing distortion, and the less accurate your costing method, the higher the level of cost distortion. In order to calculate this cost distortion, we will compare traditional cost versus ABC cost. Traditional cost versus ABC cost. Okay, so traditional cost is the cost that's given to us here. And that means that our regular product has a traditional cost of 408. Our advanced, we're using the same columns as before. That means that this is our regular, this is our advanced, and this is our gourmet. So our traditional cost for regular product is 408. Our traditional cost for advanced is 492. And our traditional cost for gourmet is 203. Sorry, 606. I was looking at the direct material cost, so 606. Now that we have our traditional cost, we're going to shift down this total ABC cost over here. So that's 403.5, 483. This must be 0.1. just one more. Yeah, this is 0.1, not 0.5. Okay, and 606. Now, difference between the traditional cost and the ABC cost. So we'll do traditional cost minus our ABC cost. And so using our calculator, we do 408 minus 403.5. Be very careful when you put these numbers into a calculator. So we get 4.5. This means there's a cost distortion of $4.5 per unit. In the traditional costing system, we have the price or the cost indicated as $4.5 higher than it needs to be. Then we've got 492 minus 483.1, and we get 8.9. So in the traditional costing system, the cost is $8.9 higher than it needs to be. And then 606 minus 663.9, and we have a total of 57. So now that we have the cost distortion per unit, we're going to be able to calculate the total distortion across the product line. This is distortion per unit. To calculate the distortion across the entire product line, we have to come back to our original information and see the volume in units. And essentially, we're going to multiply the distortion per unit by the total volume in a volume of production. That means that for the regular product, that will be at 5,000 units. So 4.5, this will be multiplied by volume. So 4.5 multiplied by 5,000. Then we have 8.9 multiplied by 4,000 and minus 57.9 multiplied by 1,000. Don't worry about the negative sign, but keep it negative. Do not alter the signs on this calculation. Otherwise, it will distort your final calculation. So 4.5 multiplied by 5,000 will give us 22,500. 8.9 multiplied by 4,000 will give us 35,600. And lastly, negative 57.9. Remember to keep the negative there, that's very important, multiplied by 1,000. Just one moment. There's a small distortion here that should not be coming up. 483. 663.9 is correct. Okay. Okay, there's a small distortion over here in the calculation. This should be coming up to, just one moment. Okay, so 57.9 times 1,000 is 57,900. This number should be coming up to 4. That means there's a small error in this calculation. The distortion here is not 8.9 because this is 1.15. This is 8.85. Okay, at 8.85, this will be 35,400. And so with 35,400, this being a negative here. Sorry, there's this minor cost distortion over here, 0.15. That makes this 8.85, which makes this multiplied by 4,000, 35,400. Now the final check to ensure that your calculation is done correctly is you have to take the sum of these three numbers, and the sum of these three numbers must be equal to 0 for it to be correct. So we take the sum of 22,500 plus 35,400 minus 57,900. And you'll see this is the reason why the negative sign is important. And of course, you get 0. That means your entire calculation is correct. And that is all for chapter number 5. Thank you.